Think back to the map you stared at in grade school. For most of us, the 7 continents are static, isolated shapes on a page, memorized for a test and rarely thought of again. That view fails to account for the reality of the 21st century. The Earth operates as a massive, interdependent engine, where no single landmass survives alone. Each of these 7 territories possesses a unique, irreplaceable superpower, a specific resource or demographic output that the rest of the world relies on to function. Understanding these specific geographical superpowers is the only way to predict who will control wealth, energy, and influence in our future global ecosystem. We begin with North America, a continent defined by extremes and projection. Its 579 million people are largely organized around the sheer scale of the US, Canada, and Mexico. The region holds immense geographical and natural scale, from the massive rock formations of the Grand Canyon to vast agricultural reserves and freshwater sources. This chart shows how the US's $28 trillion GDP dwarfs other individual nations, visualizing North America's true superpower, economic and cultural projection. That mass translates into global dominance across technology, military power, and media. Europe presents a stark contrast. It is the second smallest continent by area, but it is intensely dense, packing over 740 million people into 44 distinct nations in close proximity. While it possesses minimal natural resources, Europe has utilized its human capital to become a $25 trillion intellectual and regulatory power. Centuries of focus on science, engineering, and high-value industry define its output. Together, North America and Europe provide the foundational influence for the planet, acting as the economic engines and standard setters that every other region must navigate. Then there is Asia, the undisputed heavyweight of the globe. It is home to 4.8 billion people, nearly 60% of the entire human population. Asia's diversity is unparalleled, spanning from the frozen tundras of Siberia to tropical beaches, and containing both the highest and lowest points on Earth. This continent functions as the engine of the modern world. It generates a $40 trillion GDP and produces over half of the global food supply. This map shows the specific resources fueling that engine. We see the flow of oil from the Middle East and the critical rare earth metals from China that are essential for the world's technology manufacturing. Asia is the irreplaceable manufacturing core of the 21st century. Without its immense scale and output, global supply chains would immediately collapse. Moving to South America, we find the green energy superpower of the future. The continent holds a unique balance of raw power and ecological importance. It acts as a global ecological vault. The Amazon rainforest alone produces 20% of the planet's oxygen. Beneath that canopy, the continent holds the world's top lithium reserves. This creates massive technological leverage, as lithium is required for the battery technology that will drive the renewable energy shift. Across the Atlantic, Africa's role as the birthplace of humanity is evolving into its role as a future giant, driven by explosive demographics. This demographic pyramid illustrates the contrast. While others age, 70% of sub-Saharan Africans are under 30. Beneath them lies the planet's ultimate mineral vault. Africa holds 90% of global platinum and 70% of tantalite used in electronics. While both regions face political challenges, South America and Africa hold the raw materials and human energy necessary to power the world's next century. Oceania is the island continent. Though its population is small at 44 million, it is a powerhouse of natural resource exports like iron ore and coal. Oceania's superpower is its role on the front line of biodiversity. Its reef systems act as an ecological indicator for the health of the planet's oceans. To the south is Antarctica, a frozen giant dedicated entirely to science with zero permanent residents. Its superpower is its function as Earth's primary climate regulator. Antarctica holds 90% of the world's ice and 70% of its freshwater. Together, Oceania and Antarctica dictate the planetary baselines. Their environmental health directly controls the sea levels and weather patterns that make life possible on the other 5 continents. This chain of interdependence is absolute. Western wealth relies on Asian manufacturing, which itself depends on African raw minerals. The future of energy links the lithium vaults of South America directly to the ice stability of Antarctica. Because of this specialization, localized threats like deforestation or aging workforces translate into direct risks for the entire global system. The continents are not divided by oceans, but permanently bound together by necessity. Which superpower surprised you the most? Tell us in the comments and keep exploring the world with us.